Hope everyone's having a blessed day. So what we have today is Cajun meatballs and gravy with rice. Let's get into it. So what I have here is a red onion, a yellow onion, and a yellow and red bell pepper. What I'm about to do right here on this step is I'm actually gonna take some of this out and saute it in the pan until it's translucent, because I'm gonna take that onion mixture and I'm gonna mix it inside of the meatballs once it's time to flavor them, so that I can have that great flavor in every bite of the meatballs. Okay, so now we wanna get our produce, put it into some avocado oil, and begin the cooking process. Now, once you've cooked the onion and bell pepper down to where it's translucent and soft, you want to then remove it from the heat and put it in your fridge to cool it down, because you don't want to put hot produce into raw ground beef to start cooking the meat. Now it's time to flavor your ground beef. For this, you can use whatever seasonings you prefer, but for me, I use the Goya adobo, the spicy slap of mama seasoning, paprika, onion powder and garlic powder, and cracked pepper medley. Now when it comes to ground beef, you want to make sure that you season it in layers as you mix and incorporate everything. Because it's grounded up, small pieces of meat, you can have trouble getting your flavors to penetrate. So just make sure that you mix everything together to ensure you are getting your flavors through. And now we get our chilled onions and bell peppers and add it to our seasoned ground beef. Now I'm going to add my breadcrumbs and 1 egg to the mixture. Time to mix everything in one last time. Yes, my hands are clean. Didn't have any gloves on here at the moment, so please don't do me too dirty in the comments. My hands are clean. But let's get that all mixed in as well as possible. Yeah, so let's start putting the meatballs together. Now with this, you can size them whichever way you prefer. But for me, I was kind of raised to make them on the bigger side. So just make this whatever size you want. But this is the size I typically do mine. Here I have about 1.5 cups or so of flour. I'm gonna put some salt and cracked pepper medley into it just to put a little more flavor in my flour as I go to coat the meatballs and begin the browning process. I want to get that all stirred in and well incorporated so that we can begin. Now you can go ahead and start coating your meatballs with the flour mixture so that we can start browning. Just remember to get all the excess flour off of the meatball. Once you've coated all the meatballs, you are done with the flour mixture. And oh yeah, we clean as we go around here. So go and get you a rag, get your mess up. You won't be cooking in the dirty kitchen. And now to your pot, you want to go ahead and start browning off your meatballs. I have a little bit of avocado oil in here just to help it out a little bit, because you know ground beef produces a lot of its own oil, and we're going to deal with that later. So you don't want to add too much oil here on this step. Let's just go ahead and start browning the meatballs up. Start moving on along. Time to give our meatballs a flip. You know, we want to make sure we're not trying to cook them all the way through. We're just trying to get a nice brown on each side, as well as produce that caramelization on the bottom of the pot that makes that phenomenal gravy. Now that we've built up all the flavor on the bottom of this pot, and I know it looks dark, but don't worry, that's just great flavor that came from the ground beef. Trust me, you want all of it. So now I'm gonna go back in with my onions and my bell pepper. I'm gonna add some chopped celery here to increase the flavor. And we're gonna begin to deglaze this pot to get all of that caramelization off the bottom of it so that we can build a great gravy. You can go ahead and start stirring everything together. And you know, as you do this, you can also add some of the beef stock to help you deglaze the pot as you stir and get everything all incorporated. Remember to scrape the bottom of the pot to get all of that beautiful flavor off the bottom of that pot. All that caramelization, all of this is very important in building a great gravy. Once this step is done, the bottom of the pot should be clean. You've gotten all that caramelization off the bottom of it. Got all that flavor together. Should look something like this if you've done it correctly. Now you want to go ahead and add your meatballs back to the pot, as well as the juice that came from the browning process. Now I'm going to add my beef broth to the pot. This is another trick to intensify your flavor in whatever dish you're making. Whatever protein or meats you're using, adding a broth that's consistent with that adds another layer of flavor to your dish. Now stir everything up and bring the pot up to a boil. The pot has been simmering now about 10 to 15 minutes. You see I'm starting to get that nice color on it. But I understand the gravy looks a little thin, but we're about to work on that as well as intensify the flavor even more. Stay with me. Now you want to go in with your better than bouillon roast beef base. Now you want to make sure to stir this in very well so you don't have any spots that'll burn on you. This is going to intensify that flavor as well as give you some thickening to your gravy. Now as you can see, we're starting to develop some color and it's starting to thicken up for us. But not done quite yet, because there's another trick that I like to do when I make certain beef dishes, and I'm going to share it with you all today. I'm going to add some Campbell's cream of mushroom soup. Trust me on this one. It's going to add that creaminess to your flavor as well as give you another depth of flavor. Trust me on this. Stir it in well. Make sure it's well incorporated. Spreading all throughout the pot. Your color's gonna start to change a little bit too. You'll notice that. Don't be alarmed. Once again, we clean as we go. But man, that food looking good though, ain't it? Now that the food is pretty much done, you want to turn the fire off, let it cool just a little bit so that oil can separate. You want to always get all of this excess oil off of your food. Look, man, you don't need that in your body. And also it takes so much away from your flavor of your pot. So you want to skim all of the excess grease off of your pot. Very important step. Now, in a miracle of time, we're done. This is an easy recipe. Anybody can do it. You can make yours look just as delicious as this, if not better. Thank you all for watching. Like, subscribe, follow me for more. I have much more I want to share with you guys food-wise. Have a blessed day.
Scenes in my eyes and dreams, we are kings on the throne with our queens, not recognized by bling but by light from Elohim, leaning not on our thoughts but by the scriptures we read. For I perceive a new thing God is structuring, a place where we sacrifice to meet our suffering. And if my brothers be in bondage, then set them free. We've been in darkness so long we gon' squint to see this life we lead, but we need a true revelation, the elevation of today's simple generation. God's word is medication, baby, we're the patient, and now I understand my grace is so